Today, I'll be reviewing Top Boy. I'll give you my thoughts, my feelings, a bit of analysis. Nothing too heavy. This is a bit of a fun one. Sorry, if there's loads of chops, yeah, it's because there's so much going on right now in the background. It's crazy out here. It's crazy out here. Like, where's everyone going? Thursday's not the new Friday. It's Thursday. Yeah, so I'll be giving you my analysis, little breakdown of Top Boy. Obviously, we know Top Boy is, well, not obviously, but Top Boy originally was a Channel 4 TV program, finished after 2 seasons, was revamped by Drake and his team. Drake executive produced it. I remember at one point thinking Drake's going to be in Top Boy. No, it's been revamped, so we're actually on season 3 of this revamp, but some people consider it season 5, depending on who you are. This season 5 follows Post, and I'm just gonna say this now, everyone. So if you haven't watched it, go. Okay, go now. We are in spoiler territory. This is a spoiler review. This one follows everything post Jamie's death. Where do I begin? It's difficult to review this one because I think Top Boy, I don't relate to every single part, but I relate to a lot of it. So there is a bit of an emotional attachment. But also with Top Boy, we've got to factor in that Top Boy, it's been such a cultural phenomenon for the UK that it has an audience that is bigger than the UK, which was more than what it was originally planned for the Channel 4. And I even dare I say season 1 and 2. So it's got an audience that's got an American audience. So that's why maybe it's a bit more cornier. It's playing into stereotypes more. I'm sorry, I just got so distracted by something outside. There's so much going on. It's a bit cornier. And it's playing up to stereotypes a little bit more. But we have to bear in mind that its success, that's due to its success and its popularity outside of the UK. So we're no longer its main focus of audience, we're its core audience actually, which is interesting. And it has an audience that is trying to grab with the American audience, and it is quite popular in America. A lot of people know Top Boy more than they know some of our biggest and most famous rappers. So that's quite interesting. It's a bit of Britannia to the Americans. Don't want to go on for too long. But that being said, what are my initial thoughts and feelings after coming away from it? I do feel like some of the stories were a bit weak. Some of the stories were weak, disappointing, and at times frustrating where they went. Now I understand the story beats, but where they landed and concluded, I'm often disappointed. I'll start with 1 because I feel like this is one everyone knows, even if you haven't watched it and you're still here and you just want to spoil a review. That's fine. Aaron, Jamie's brother, Stefan's brother. It's just difficult because this is where sometimes were they rushed? Was it a budgeting issue? I wonder what led to some of these creative decisions. Because Aaron's not in it, but the story follows quite immediately after, or we're told quite immediately after that. It seems it's portrayed that it happens quite immediately after that. It's portrayed quite immediately after Jamie's death. We don't even see Jamie's funeral, I believe. I don't recall seeing it, and I've seen it 2.5 times now. I don't recall seeing Jamie's funeral. Aaron's nowhere to be seen. I understand that might be a contractual issue, but it just is a gaping hole for not only Aaron's character, but Stefan's character, and it's frustrating, and you wonder where it goes. You know, he was studying marketing. Now he's up in, I want to say Sheffield, doing marketing. It just feels like such a drastic it feels so drastic, the change, and it doesn't also make sense for the character of Stefan. Would you just leave your brother? If you just finished uni, like, did you get a job straight away? Were you in your third year? Like, what happened here? I don't understand. But I don't want to be too pedantic with that. You've got Lauren's character as well. I just feel her death was rushed. She also, you got to remember, she was in an abusive relationship before. So I understand that they may be using the drugs as a way to describe or illustrate her coping with her pain, but it wasn't explored enough. And that's the theme of this. It's not explored enough at all. And for me, it's rather disappointing to see that that's the direction it went. Her death felt rushed. I understand, because you wanted to take Jax's character to a certain story beat. There's also a little commentary on drugs in the community, selling drugs. Are you a part of the problem if you're selling drugs, even though you're one of those people? Even though the people that want the drugs want them, are you still part of the problem if you supply it? Interesting commentary, but, yeah, it wasn't explored enough. Also, something that was extremely frustrating for me was Kieran's character. Kieran's character seems to go in a certain direction. At one point, Kieran's character is almost made as a martyr when he is almost immigrated, and Mandy, popularly named Mandy Luther King, we'll get to that in a minute, comes in and stops his deportation. But where his character went, I don't recall. I've watched it 2.5 times. I don't recall him lying or actually knowing that Jack stole. Correct me if I'm wrong. And then on top of that, secondly, his death just felt for it to happen off air, for a character of that level, for a character with that impact, disappointing. That leads into Mandy. Genuinely, fucking waste of time. Because the reason I say it's a fucking waste of time with Mandy's character is you did all that with Summerhouse. There's a lot of imagery. There's a lot of social commentary on about evicting people, gentrification, what's right, what's wrong. And it went absolutely fucking nowhere. Mandy Luther King for what? I don't even understand that. It didn't go anywhere, in my opinion. And that's just my opinion. So I'm disappointed in that. And I think I'm disappointed because the problem with Top Boy is that you could see the direction it was going in, but where it landed, poor. It's well intended, poor execution. And that's the theme of the whole thing. I'll say it again. I can't say it enough. Well intended, poor execution. And then you got Steph and Karen. Stephanie's girlfriend. You got Stephanie's girlfriend. It's so interesting, Steph's character, because there is some grief. There's a lot of internalization. But at the same time, where the character goes, in my opinion, is strange to me, because he's walking this tightrope between becoming a full-on gangster and trying to live his life better. You definitely see the child in him. Again, I'm just going to say this now. How old is Steph? Because did we just watch 2 underage people have sex? I ain't with that, I ain't with that at all. So how old is Steph? I maybe should have researched that before this, but how old is Steph? Irritated. Anyway, but you watch his character grieve. I think it's, in some ways, they do the grieving well. In other ways, not so much. And it's funny that Steph's the character that I left feeling the most conflicted about. Did I get a good portrayal of him? Did I get a good story going forward? And I think that's why I'm so irritated by Aaron, because how could Jamie, who preached about sticking together, helping each other with their family, he's doing this all for them. He's off air. Stefan's left to grieve by himself, and there was no conflict about that either. It was so frustrating. The last scene at the end, I never saw him walk that tightrope of whether he should kill Sully or not. I'm gonna make a reference here to Avatar, my WhatsApp display picture. Avatar, Aang was deciding whether he should kill the Fire Lord who's causing all the problems, and he chose in the end not to. But you get to see the conflict in Aang's eyes. Bringing it back to Top Boy, didn't see the conflict in his eyes, didn't see someone who was wrestling whether he should kill him or not. It just seemed like someone who was internalizing a lot of his grief. That could be down to the actor. It could be down to a poor script. And it feels like a poor script. It felt like for a lot of this that the actors were good for the most part, but the script let them down a lot. That takes me to Jack. I actually love where Jack's story went. I love the social commentary about, if you're the one selling the drugs, are you also a part of the problem despite them wanting the drugs? I love the conflict, but again, good ideas, terrible execution. Where she went, not with it. I said earlier, I don't like the fact Lauren's death felt rushed. I do like when she was with the other Nitty. I do like the fact that you saw the conflict, that she wanted to help her, but she also saw her as a Nitty. I did like that, but that could have been explored a little bit more. It was very well acted, but it could have been explored more. I didn't like where Jax's character went in terms of Sully. I don't know, I'll be honest, I don't know how Sully let her live. She fucked up. And I didn't like the fact that she robbed him. Why? If you wanted out, why didn't you try to leave? What's robbing the drugs gonna do? What was that gonna do? It was nonsensical. It didn't make sense. Now on to another bit that didn't make sense. So you introduce Irish gangsters. People say they were Jippos. I didn't get Jippo vibes, but Irish gangsters. And it's again rushed. Why introduce Irish gangsters for them to be gone? I think they came in killing the Moroccans, if you remember from season 2 or 4. They cut a deal with the Moroccans to be getting the cocaine from the Moroccans. Jamie was the one who was able to create that relationship. Dushane fucked it up. They did all that for them to die off air by the Irish, who died quite quickly and had very minimal impact on the overall story. I mean, you could feel the weight of the pressure on Sully and Dushane, but again, it was very minimal impact. I didn't get to know their characters very well. They died so quickly. It was like, what the fuck was the point of that? And again, Irish gangsters is such an interesting point. Good idea, poor execution. I can't say it enough. Will I say it enough? I don't know. Okay. And this takes me to my biggest fucking frustration. Despite that, I didn't actually hate this. I still find it entertaining. But my biggest pet peeve, actually, Dushane's decisions. Bro, what the fuck? What the actual fuck? First of all, yeah, what happened with Life and his brethren, the white guy, I forgot his name. I'll put a title here or something. When they found out the money they tied with the Summerhouse redevelopment had gone. I don't know how he left that conversation with that woman, Life, without getting some sort of breakdown of the assets. Let me see the assets. Let me give this to my banker as well. I'm going to see you tomorrow, but I need a breakdown. He's gone to Life to get 2.1 million out because he wants to help. He wants to help Shirley buy some businesses or buy some stores, which is its own thing. Shirley goes from wanting to buy 1 store to 9 stores. That's like going from owning one car to 9 cars. Like, do you have the budget? Do you have enough people for that? That don't make no sense. It don't make no sense. But take that stupidity along with it, yeah? Why didn't Dushane ask for a breakdown? Why did he leave there without some guarantees? And she's cut in 24 hours. Then he goes kill his brethren that also had his money teethed by her. Well, teethed by her partner. So his brethren got teethed by the person that teethed him. And then he kills that guy. Why? Doesn't make sense. It's mad confusing. Bro, that was dumb. And then the dumbest bit, a man that's killed bare man, yeah, ain't cleaning up the scene properly. What? How do you not clean down the scene properly? Bro, this is the worst. This is the maddest bit, you know. This is the bit that spun me the second time. He left the body there. How did you not get rid of the body? What? Mad. That was mad to me. And the reason, I know some things are done for dramatic effect before anyone says anything, blah, 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 blah. I fully get that. And I guess they were trying to show the panic in him. And I understand that. But it just felt alien to Dushane's character and the development that had been developed already. It felt like he took 10 steps backwards. And if you want to show the character is becoming erratic, just like Jack, Robin, Sully was erratic, show us the steps there. We never really saw the steps to the erraticness, you know. Don't really get that. Yeah, and Dushane and this bit is really gonna upset me, but I have to be honest. I don't think Little Sims can act. I don't think Nole can act that well, but I really don't think Little Sims can act, you know. I don't see it. I'll keep it real. Shelley and Dushane's relationship breakup came from nowhere, rushed again. There wasn't even subtle elements of tension. And I've got to be so honest about this, yeah. She spent most of the series, most of the first 3 episodes, asking, so what about the money? So when he's cleaning his hand, he's pissed off. It's obvious something's fucked up with his money, bruv. Taking that aside, because you've got to get from point A to point B sometimes, and that. Sorry, my friend just messaged into the chat. Who's ready to squeeze off the ting? Because that was said in the thing, innit? Hey, pause though, bro. Where was that? Yeah, she spent most of the season, first 3 episodes of this season. Where's the money? Couldn't tell what was going on. I found their breakup really rushed. She said she can't do this life. But like, where did that come from? Because in episode 1, you're like, it's a good place to hide money. I'll be so real. It felt like she was just like, rah, you can't help me out. I don't see the point of this, innit? I'm in this life for the money and you're not giving me that, so I'm out. I can't lie, she came across as a bitch, alright? I'm not saying Little Sims is a bitch. I'm saying Shirley came across as a bitch, yeah? Fucking hell, bruv. The man has taken the biggest financial loss of his career, yeah? Of his life, yeah? This gal, she's gone. She cuts. He just lost 16 M's, yeah? And she cuts. I'm not here for it, bro. I'm not here for it. I'm mad not here for it. That being said, his character, I think that helped his character understand the descent into madness and his erraticness, but I don't know. It just felt a little bit erratic. It didn't feel smooth. None of the story beats felt smooth. That happened smoothly. But that being said, I also think some of Dushane's choices, it just didn't make a lot of sense. It just didn't make a lot of sense. Then it brings me to Kano's character, Sully. Not my favorite character, funny enough, but Kano, what an actor! One of the greatest rappers we've had, but and a pioneer. But man, what an actor! Kudos. Dare I say a BAFTA winning, a BAFTA turn. It's BAFTA nominee turn, if I'm being honest. Yeah. It's obviously Jax that killed him. Obviously, this whole debate online about who did it, it's obviously Jax, innit? What do I feel? Sometimes it seemed like he was channeling his inner Robert De Niro from Taxi Driver, this descent into madness, his eyes. I love the last scene between him and Dushane, where you got the wall in the middle of them to symbolize that there's been a wall between them the whole time. And when he said in the end, I just wanted you to see me on a level. How about you give me some respect? And Dushane said, you couldn't see me as the big brother, but I did respect you. That was beautiful. I know the writers wanted to get to that scene. That was the most important scene for them. And this rendition of Top Boy is about Dushane and Sully. They are the two main characters. Side note, yeah. Where was Shirley's kid? That was beautiful. To watch the amount of enemies Sully had created during the time as well was amazing. To watch him walk around almost soulless, so far broken that he couldn't feel anything. That was quite poetic for me. Again, that's why it didn't make sense when he didn't kill Jack. It didn't make sense. And that last thing he said to Dushane, which I liked, you either get eaten or become a monster. We're the fucking monsters. I love that. That sort of ends in a nutshell. Conan said it in the documentary about PTSD. You're either the one that gets bullied, or you're the one that bullies people. I'd rather be people afraid of me than me afraid of them. Great. It's great commentary as well. Annoying story beats, man. Annoying story beats. There's so many little things that piss me off. Jack stealing the grab from Sully. I was gonna say Kano. Really didn't get Jax and her partner's relationship. Didn't do nothing for me. Didn't buy into Steph and his relationship. Killing of Jeffrey, no sense. Aaron not being there, confusing. But that being said, there was a lot of good. There was a lot of good because the intention was good. I did like the Mandy Luther King turn, although it didn't go anywhere. Oh, sorry. It didn't go anywhere. That social commentary, even the final scenes where they're chasing through like a burnt out Summerhouse, a Summerhouse that has come to wreckage, but they're trying to take over. That imagery is beautiful. It's poetic, but it didn't go anywhere. Like, it didn't go anywhere. What? Like, where are these people gonna live? Like what? I could rant for days, but I'm not gonna. I'll say generally it is entertaining, although frustrating where the characters end up. A lot of continuity errors, which shows it's been rushed. Maybe there was a budgeting issue. Would I recommend it? Yeah, because most of us enjoy it anyway. Does it live up to the standard? Doesn't live up to the standard of the previous two episodes. Previous two seasons. But I did enjoy it. Was very much fun. Standouts. Kano was fantastic. Dushane was on form. Jack was good. I did sort of like Nole's character a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I did like Mandy's turn. Really disappointed in Stefan's storyline. Aaron not being there was a gaping hole. Some of Dushane's character, the route Dushane's character took, poor. But Sully and Dushane's storyline at the end, it was something poetic. It was something really poetic. I'll end with a 6 out of 10 if I'm being honest with you. I could go on and on, but I'm gonna stop. I don't want to make this too long because it's just a review, innit? But thank you for tuning in, guys. Like, share, and subscribe. One thing I'll say, if you genuinely like these videos, I have no problem with anyone sharing, but what means more is sending it to someone that you think would appreciate it. That would mean a lot for me. Thank you for being a part of this little journey that we're on. We'll see where it goes. And bye.
Mom, leave me alone.